Hey guys, thank you for joining me. So I haven't really planned this video very well, but I want to talk in this video about embracing the kind of person that you are. So just a quick few thoughts about this. So I was walking to the shop as you do, and I was thinking on my way to the shop as I do, and I was thinking about the kind of person that I am and whether I am happy with that, and kind of comparing in my head a little bit to other people that I see. And so I started thinking, well, that is the number one thing that you're not like supposed to do in a way. Like you're not supposed to compare yourself in order to be happy or something. Like if you want to be happy, you probably shouldn't be comparing yourself to others too much. And we've heard that a million times. And I started thinking about kind of personality types and people's individual birth charts in astrology, for example, as well. And I was thinking about how, we all are individuals, and we come in wired a certain way, right? And also we have certain individual, very unique experiences that then are going on top of what we actually naturally come in here with, if that makes sense. So we're kind of predispositioned to be a certain way, and then our experiences also condition us to be a different version of what we originally were when we were just coming into the world, if that makes sense. It's like we gather information and experiences, and we become a certain way. And it doesn't mean that there's no flexibility. There is flexibility in that. We're not stuck in this box of, I'm just this kind of person and I can't be anything else. But we have like a baseline. We have like a general way that we are. And so I was thinking about personality types and things like that, and astrology and like our birth charts that are very unique and individual to us and show our personal individuality and our personality and our experiences and our struggles and our gifts. And I was thinking about how, sometimes I might, for example, as well, I might compare myself to somebody else's life, or, oh, I wish I didn't have, these kinds of personality features, or I wish I had those kinds of personality features that that person has, or I wish I had this kind of birth chart. I wish I didn't have these kinds of difficult aspects in my birth charts, like certain squares or oppositions. But it's like, on some level, it's like it's like I came in here with this, and there are people that say that you actually choose your own personality chart. Sorry, with your own astrology chart. I love how I called it a personality chart. We're born with it, but there's there's schools of thought that say that we come in here having chosen on some level the certain kinds of challenges that we are going to be going through in this lifetime. So we choose. It's like they say that we choose our own birth chart, right? Or we choose the sort of imprint. There's schools of thought that say that we choose the sort of imprint that we have when we come in to this lifetime, so that we can go through certain challenges and certain experiences to go through certain kinds of things. And we have free will in how we do that. But there's a way of thinking that aligns with this idea of choosing what challenges you fundamentally want to take on in this life. And so you can't be comparing yourself then, because other people have their own challenges. And I was thinking about this, that sometimes I wish I was more this way or that way in my personality, like more extroverted or more confident, less anxiety. But then I was thinking, well, I don't know what those people really, the people that I might look at and think that, I don't know what they're going through. They might have some other challenge, right, that they're beating themselves up about. And even the people that I consider as not very anxious, they might still have some kind of anxiety, right? So they might have a different kind of anxiety, or anxiety about different kinds of things, or they might have struggles about things that I don't have struggles with, and some of their struggles might be the same as mine. And I think about people that are very confident, very extroverted, very outgoing, like I do have a side of me that is to some degree like that as well. But I think about how, you know, really extroverted people might also struggle with, for example, that they feel like they're just being themselves, but then maybe introverted people are telling them that they're too loud, or they're speaking over people, and or they're being pushy. And that can be the case in some cases, right? I personally experienced that with some people as well. But, you know, it's like, then that is their struggle. It's one of their struggles, right? So it's not that extroverted people or people with lower levels of anxiety, that they don't have any struggles, because they have struggles as well. And it's things that they get into trouble with interpersonally. So if I'm told, let's say that you're, you know, to this, to that, you know, you need to, like, I don't know, if you're told, let's say that you need to come out of your shell, then that is like an interpersonal issue that you and other people have. Like, you have that issue in your social life, in your interpersonal relationships. But somebody who's very outgoing and like the opposite of that might have the other issue of, you know, people telling them that they're too pushy, they're too loud, and they might have trouble being alone. They might have trouble reflecting on things. They might have trouble accepting certain parts of themselves as well. Like, I have seen that with a specific person in my life, for example, that it seems like, you know, there's a lower level of stress about certain things, but there's also lower levels of reflection. Like, I would reflect more on, like, I would actually go a bit overboard. Like, I will think and reflect and like overthink it. But then, you know, there are people like that person that they reflect less, and so that can actually be problematic in the sense that, you know, if something happens interpersonally between that person and somebody else, then it seems like, oh, you don't care, or you're not listening to what I have to say, or you're just being pushy, or you're just brushing over issues and things like that. But maybe in their mind, they have a quicker way of processing, so they don't need to reflect so much. Like, they just, okay, I did this thing, you know, this thing happened, and I'm just going to move on, and, you know, I'm going to put it behind me. And reflective people like myself, for example, I can't just put it behind me so easily. And so that is one of my issues. And so it's like, but the point of the video was that, like, no matter what kind of personality we have, no matter what kind of astrology chart we have to live with that and also embrace the kind of person that we are. So it sounds cheesy, but it's like, try to be a better version of what you inherently are. And so I think that's why it's great that, you know, in personality theories and even astrology, like, you have ways, you have methods of growing your personality. You can look at your astrology chart, for example, and you can see, like, okay, I have this square, I have that square. And you can think about, there's very practical ways that you can think about when it comes to, like, how I can actually work with this square or this opposition, or any aspect, like, what can I do? And I've tried to talk a little bit about this, you know, when I make my aspect videos. I haven't really made one in a while, but like, if you have Sun square Uranus, like, what kind of practical things can you do? First of all, recognize that in yourself, that you have this tendency, and then what can you do to, like, live with this personality trait, let's say, that you have, or this tendency that you have, and what can you do to make it less of a problem in your life? And same with all kinds of personality theories, personality types. Like, there's a way you can read about this, and you can, like, watch videos. There's a lot of different ways that you can actually learn to, like, grow what you have naturally, or to make it less of a problem if there's certain problematic tendencies. And so it's like, you have to embrace that first. You have to embrace who you are fundamentally. Try to learn that, whatever method you use, whatever framework you use, right? It doesn't have to be astrology or any kind of personality theory, but just, like, what kind of person you are, what kind of person you think that you are, or what others you know, see in you, what others embrace in you, what kind of interactions you have, what are your baselines, you know? So embrace that, and then try to, like, yeah, like make the problematic parts less problematic by certain methods that you can read about. It's all over the internet, like what you can do with certain aspects or certain personality types. Like there's a lot of different ways that you can like work on yourself. So you can even read people's experiences. If you're a certain personality type or you have a certain aspect in your birth chart, you can read like how other people have coped with that aspect or that personality trait or that personality type and what they have done. And you know, you can kind of pick and choose like what resonates with you. You know, some things are not going to be relevant to you that other people talk about, but you know, what resonates with you out of what other people are saying, and you can use that in your own life. So find out what kind of person you are, or like lean into what kind of person you are. Accept the negatives, or accept the parts that, you know, get you into trouble interpersonally or personally in some way, and find ways to work with those tendencies that they become less of a problem, right? How can I work on this square that I have? How can I work on this, these difficult parts of my personality type, right? And then also really embrace the positive sides, or the parts that just give you abundance. You know, some of your aspects, some of the parts of your personality type that you enjoy and that other people enjoy. Like, so yeah, just accept yourself, embrace yourself, and try to be like a better version of yourself. And it sounds so funny that I'm saying this, because it sounds to me funny because I have trouble with this myself, but it's like I have to remind myself almost. And I think it's an insight that can work for other people as well. Like, you know, just, I think if a thought comes to me when I'm walking and I start to think about it and I want to make a video about it, that there's probably something to it then, right? So embrace yourself, right? Like, accept your personality, accept any trait, any like squares or any difficult aspects that you have, or things that feel difficult to you personally, or that get you into trouble interpersonally as well. And work on those, and then embrace the positive sides and the sides that you are actually already like gifted in, or like certain areas that you enjoy about yourself or that others enjoy about you, and then really embrace that and know that like other people are going through their own things. So you have your own unique gifts and you have your own unique struggles, right? It's as simple as that, really. It's simple, but it's hard to kind of internalize that and to stop the comparisons and like, I wish I had you know, gifts in this area, or I wish I didn't have this personality type, or I wish I didn't have these kinds of squares in my birth chart. I wish I had those kinds of things that this person has. But like, you can't really like get anywhere with comparing yourself like that. Like, you have to just accept that like you are your own unique person, and like, you know, you're here to do your thing. Right, you're here for your own path, and you're here to do your own thing. I don't want to keep rambling, but hopefully I got the main points across. If you like this, leave a like, and subscribe if you want more from me. Thank you.